New tonight, multiple Rockford parents, social workers, and members of the teachers union are concerned with the lack of social workers in RPS 205.
Yeah, that's right. And tonight we hear about these concerns and most importantly, what the district has to say. Now, we did alter the voices of multiple people we spoke with to protect their identities. Take a look.
I'm very angry. I'm very disappointed. It makes it hard to even be here and work here, and yet I stay for the kids.
The skills that we teach and the things that we do for students are obviously not just in the classroom, but for the rest of their life.
Two RPS 205 social workers stepping up to share concerns regarding the lack of social workers in the district. According to RPS 205, they only have a full-time social worker in about half of their schools. For the district to be fully staffed with social workers, 51 must be on the department, which is the number they had 2 years ago. Right now, they only have 34. This after the district reallocated 15 positions after difficulties filling those roles.
We weren't able to get to 50. We've tried everything. We've gone to fairs, advertised.
Michael Raya, RPS 205's Executive Director of Special Education, says instead they allocated those positions to MTSS employees.
Multi-tier systems of support.
Okay, so would that be basically like support staff?
They would be, but they have to have a bachelor's degree in either social work or a health-related field.
The problem is those bachelor level social workers cannot do anything that I, as a master's prepared school social worker, can do. They can't do evaluations, they can't do IEPs, they can't service IEP minutes, they're not credentialed for any of that.
They just don't have a master's degree, which you don't need a master's degree to help those students that are going through those tough times.
According to Raya, the issue is not funding, it's more so people not choosing social work as a career path, leaving those jobs unfilled.
And currently we have 2 high schools who have no social worker for their buildings. And so students at those 2 high schools are not getting their IEP minutes, their federally mandated IEP minutes.
IEP stands for Individualized Education Program. It's defined by the Illinois State Board of Education as a student who is eligible for special education services at their public or charter school. The plan must ensure that the child receives a free and appropriate public education.
There's roughly 27,000 minutes per week that our social workers do to cover for special education services.
Raya sharing that MTSS positions can fill gaps while social workers work on IEP minutes.
They would help out with the general education students, and then we could concentrate on the special education students. I have been alerted there are some students in each of the high schools that were not getting their minutes, so what we're doing now is to come up with a plan to make sure that every single student's IEP minutes and meetings are being taken care of.
Those minutes are not being met. Nobody is seeing those children, so they're not getting their services.
Social workers say it's well over 100 students not receiving those IEP services. They also say the district was planning to offer them in the summer instead, which might be too late.
Meeting a student's IEP minutes the following summer when they're going through things during the school year, and the whole point is for them to be successful at school. How would we compensate those social work minutes next summer?
The district sharing that by the beginning of December, all students will receive these minutes after moving more social workers to the high schools. However, that does not eliminate the concern.
We were told that letters would be going out to the parents explaining that they're not getting their minutes. That's too late. There are issues happening now.
According to one parent who also wishes to remain anonymous, they never received a letter and were not informed until recently in a meeting surrounding a completely different topic. On your screen is a letter sent to me. It reads in part, quote, "He has not received any social work minutes this year. With this being his first year in high school, it has been a huge transition." It also reads, having no support at school to work on these important aspects of his education has been detrimental in the first 3 months of high school. Do you have children yourself?
Yes.
Okay. So, as a parent, how would you feel if you found out your son or daughter was not receiving these minutes and it had been months? How would you feel? How would that make you feel?
I would be upset and ask questions on why that they weren't receiving it.
Multiple members of the Rockford Education Association sent letters to RPS 205 board members on behalf of current social workers who fear retaliation. Their letters saying things like, "We are told there are zero plans to hire more help. Instead, they want to overwork and overstress current social workers to the point of everyone wanting to quit." The district made a conscientious decision to neglect their legal obligation to our students. This is unacceptable. Please make the situation right. Do you think the social workers for special education are overworked?
Are they overworked? In some buildings, I would say yes.
We're putting out fires. That's all we're doing, and we're not even able to get to the fires because there's nobody there.
Ultimately, the social workers and parents I spoke to want to see action.
Cover the needs of our students. That's really the bottom line, and that's what we are most concerned about.
The only thing we can do is we identified the issue, we're now fixing it and moving forward.
Now, things they're doing to address the issue includes a $7,000 sign-on bonus for all new social workers and also pipeline partnerships with multiple universities, including Aurora University and the University of Illinois. Now, they do believe that they can get up to 60 roles filled with 35 in special education and 25 MTSS positions.